The U.S. government's credit rating has been downgraded by a major independent credit agency. Fitch lowered it from the top level AAA to AA+, citing concerns over the country's debt burden and its ability to manage its finances. Our U.S. correspondent Kate Fisher reports.
The Fitch credit agency said it had made this decision because it expected fiscal deterioration over the next 3 years here in the US. It said that was because of an erosion of governance and a growing general debt burden. The repeated debt limit, political standoffs and last-minute resolutions, it said, had eroded confidence in fiscal management in the US. In May, the last time there was one of those standoffs in Congress over raising the debt limit, the agency placed America's AAA rating on a negative watch, blaming that debt ceiling fight. And Fitch also highlighted the rising general government deficit, which it anticipates will rise to 6.3% of GDP this year. And that's an increase from 3.7% from last year. So essentially the US is spending too much and therefore borrowing too much. Between Democrat spending and Republican tax cuts, Fitch doesn't see any clear policy for how the US is going to bring down that debt in the future. And the agency also noted that a combination of tightening credit conditions, weakening business investment and a slowdown in consumption could lead the economy into a mild recession in the fourth quarter of this year and the first quarter of next year. This downgrade, of course, has potential reverberations across the world because what happens in the US affects everywhere else. But analysts don't think that the impact globally will be that great. They expect it to be fairly muted. Here in the US, it will affect everything from mortgage rates that Americans pay on their homes to contracts that are carried out all across the world. And the move could cause investors to sell US Treasuries, which would lead to a spike in yields that serve as a reference for interest rates on a variety of loans. But Dow futures were only down modestly and US Treasuries were holding steady when Wall Street opened on Wednesday. Kate Fisher, SABC News, Washington.